AITA for telling my husband if he wants someone to stay home with our baby, he can do it? For context, I'm currently 29 weeks pregnant. My husband, 29M, and I, 30F, met in college, and have been together for 8 years. Married for 2. Our relationship has always been solid and progressive. My husband has never been much of a traditionalist despite growing up in a very stereotypical family. Had 2 siblings and a stay-at-home mom. His dad worked. Up until recently, we've agreed on nearly everything, save for small things, in our marriage and how to raise kids. However, 2 days ago, we were talking about baby stuff, and my husband started mentioning that he thought maybe one of us should stay home with the baby for a while, and not go back to work after our maternity-paternity leave is over. We both work in tech, and make good money and have great benefits. I get 20 weeks of leave after the baby is born. He gets 12. We were trying to decide if we should stagger our leave so someone could be home with the baby until 6 months. The age where most places near us will start daycare. My husband said that he read that it's better for the baby to have a parent home for the first year. So I asked him, thinking nothing of it, if that's really something he'd consider, since he might have to quit his job. He asked why he would have to quit, since I should, obviously, be the one to stay home with the baby. I asked him if he was serious and he said yes. The mom should be the one to stay home. I said, how are we going to make that work on just his income? For context, I make about 3 times what my husband does. It's never been an issue and never mattered to me. I just finished my master's earlier than he did. We both have them, and went into a more specialized field. We both make good money, but it's my job primarily that pays for the lifestyle we have. So I asked him what we were going to do for a year on 1/4 the income with a new baby. He got a little upset and said I shouldn't even bring that up, and that he makes good enough money to provide for us and I shouldn't question him. I got mad, and said it wasn't realistic and it was silly for the person who made more money to quit their job. Especially since he's the one who thinks someone should be with the baby extra time. I was fine with sending baby to daycare starting at 6 months. The fight blew up from there. Me saying he's being sexist and not considering my feelings at all. I refused to back down and he ended up taking off after I said he should be the stay-at-home parent if he wants one so bad. And him saying he didn't deserve to be emasculated just for suggesting I should stay home like a good mom. I talked to some of my family and his family about it and the answers are kind of split. So AITA for bringing up the pay disparity and telling him that unless he's the one to stay home, baby is going to daycare? NTA at all. He is being sexist thinking that since you're a woman your place is in the home. He's also sexist because he thinks the suggestion that he stays home is emasculating. If he is so progressive that word would not have been uttered, he needs to wake up and smell the coffee. Stand your ground. He can't make you quit your job. So sign up for those waitlists and good luck. Would he go to counseling? If not, go yourself. I'm concerned this is just the tip of the iceberg of his real feelings and you need to be prepared. NTA. I'll be sure to let my husband know I emasculated him when he was a sod for 2 years. Plus, your husband basically told you you're a bad mom if you don't stay home. I'd be pissed at having my parenting called in question based solely on if I stayed home. Marriage counseling. Stat. Well done. You've used logic and sound reasoning to explain why he should be the one to stay home with the baby for the 6 months to the child's first natal day. It is not your fault his ego can't stand up to logic. His emasculation is a result of this, not a thing of your doing. He fell back on the training he's had from childhood. Women are the homemakers, the stay-at-homes, and the menfolk should hunt. It's just tragic emo that you're the better hunter so far. NTA. I hope this is a blip and him not just starting to show his true colors. He's the one who thinks the baby needs a stay-at-home parent. And he's also the one who makes less. So he's welcome to stay home. Or keep working and baby will go to daycare. But you quitting your job is not on the table and he has no right to expect it to be. This is bizarre. It seems like he is secretly very sexist. Did he never show any signs of this over 8 years? It's genuinely cruel of him to imply that you are not a good mother. It's also really gross to say that any mention of his salary as it pertains to paying your bills and maintaining your lifestyle for yourselves and your child is tantamount to emasculating him. Just the idea of taking care of his own child and relying on his spouse's higher salary is somehow emasculating? It's all so disturbing and gross. NTA. His attitude is obviously sexist and wrong. It may be coming from a place of anxiety. You're getting closer to baby being here and he may be thinking he doesn't want baby in daycare so soon. But also realizing he doesn't want to stay home with baby and quit his job. So he's trying to pressure you into doing it. But he can't have it both ways. Plenty of dads are SAHPs. This isn't the 1850s. Putting baby in daycare is a perfectly acceptable solution. If he really wants someone to stay home with baby for the first year, he can quit his job. But he should understand that he may struggle to get rehired in the current job market and these feelings of emasculation may only be compounded. Something SOMs encounter all the time when they try to re-enter the workforce after raising children. So since he's balking in the first place, I would probably suggest pushing the daycare option at 6 months. NTA. I think deep down, he feels insecure that you make more than he does. So by pressuring you to quit your job and stay home with the baby, he will become the breadwinner and it will boost his ego. Do not quit your job and put your family in a worse financial situation just because your husband is jealous of you and insecure. I have a feeling that his very traditional family and probably friends have been asking him about the baby and postpartum plans. He doesn't have the spine to admit that it makes sense for him to be the one to stay home because he knows how they feel about non-traditional family care. So because he's unable to stand up for himself in the moment, he's now decided that he's the victim in all of this and you just need to comply to help him save face. But the fact is, you make more money than him and probably always will, until he can admit, out loud, to himself, his family and friends that his wife is the breadwinner in the family. This will always be simmering under the surface, ready to erupt at a moment's notice. Good luck and stay safe. NTA. It makes sense for the person who makes less to stay home if someone is going to do it. NTA. At all. You should be able to have these conversations with your spouse. But the bigger problem here is I think your husband has been hiding from you who he really is, and his beliefs are much more traditional than he wanted you to believe until it was too late. The "like a good mom" thing would completely turn me off. I would truly struggle to reconcile after that. NTA. He may have tried to give up his patriarchal ideals, but he clearly hasn't been that successful. However, he's the one who wants a stay-at-home parent, so he's clearly the P&E that should do it. He is not progressive in the slightest. NTA. NTA. Sexism with a sprinkling of condescension. Hypocrisy and masculinity so fragile. Fun time for you to see these traits in your husband. He doesn't want to stay home. But you're a bad mom for not wanting to. You make more than him. But actually acknowledging that while planning for the future is emasculating. You're in a partnership but you shouldn't question him. Yikes with a capital yikes. Good luck. Op. NTA at all. It makes sense to me. 1. To have the person who makes more working, and 2. For the person pushing for it to do it if they are adamant that one parent stays home and one works, and the other doesn't want to stay home. Emasculated. But he's effeminating you by telling you to stay home? I would suggest to your husband that you try a little experiment. For your 20 weeks of maternity leave, pay the bills, household expenses, etc., using just his income. Don't use your income for anything. I guarantee that by the end of the 20 weeks, he'll realize what a mistake that would be. NTA. NTA, you are pregnant and he thinks he has you trapped, his inner sexiest came out. Good luck. NTA, but it might be that a discussion about finances with actual budget and expense numbers might resonate. He seems to have his ego wrapped up in being able to provide for his family, and showing where the numbers don't match might help take some of the emotion out of it. NTA, the misogyny was just exposed, and he doesn't appreciate it. Let him calm down and have a calm conversation about this. 1. He is changing the goalposts by 6 months with no guarantee that either job can sustain the career break. 2. He has slipped into traditional roles when you are normally both progressive. What prompted this? Is someone in his ear saying you should be staying home? 3. Will 1 year become 2, 3, 4? 4. What will the impact of losing either wage have on your lifestyle? Kids are expensive. This is something that needs clear consideration. 5. Could you both go back to 4-day weeks with only 3 days in daycare? 6. Can parents help? No matter what, take the time to work out why he is rakering this way. Some men feel stressed about the risk to your health and welfare of childbirth and the responsibility of becoming a dad. Also, you have no idea how you will feel once the baby is here. Please don't give up your career unless that is what you want. ETA paragraphs. NTA. You're right here. He is being sexist. It also makes more financial sense for the parent with the lower salary to be the one to quit regardless of gender.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.